Welcome to another installment of So You Want to Do Heavy Haul, Oversized, Specialized. This load I picked up in Ocala, Florida, not very big, 14.9 tall, 13.2 wide. It's 40, like 40 foot, something like that in the well. I just stretched the well out to like 43 foot 6 inches to get the load in there. Puts my overall length at 88 feet, wheelbase about 80 foot, which means I'm gonna have to turn wide because my wheelbase is so much longer than a normal tractor trailer. And that leaves one side open, exposed while making turns because I got to swing wide. So there's no uniformity between states. Comes into Florida requires a chase car and a high pole. So I had both. Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana does not require a high pole. I just have a chase car. Texas does not require either. So when you get to Texas, you're on your own. Good luck, buddy. Good luck making those turns. And did Texas send you on a nice easy route across 20 to 635 north to run up to just north of McKinney? No, they did not. They have you get off the interstate on Texas State Route 19 north to 69 north to 56 west, then come south into Prosper. Make a left on an FM road, and the FM road, the Texas permit also has a street name that's supposed to correspond with it. They do not go together. The street name is further south, and it ends in a neighborhood in a weird horseshoe-looking roundabout. So you can't do that. You got to take the FM road. You got to know these things. You got to read your route and plan this out before you go. And it's got to be done in English because the permits are not bilingual. No, sir, they are not. And Texas is not the only place where things can get kind of funky when you get close to your destination. Alabama will tell you you can't go through the tunnels. You just simply won't fit. So you go I-10, take 90 over Africatown Bridge, come down to 165 north, 265 south to get back on 10. It will throw a street name in there on US 90. You can't get to that street. No, sir. That street is in a neighborhood, and you can't get to it. So you got to ignore that. Again, that's why you got to understand it in English to be able to read a map and critically think through these things, because there are known issues with the permit system. So you might ask, why do you not have an escort in Texas if the load is 13.2 and it's hard to see around? Because Texas says you don't need one. And if you build the cost of one into the rate of the load, someone's going to come in cheaper and not charge it, and you might lose that load, not get that load. Or you'll end up having to eat that profit and end up doing the load for less than you should. Say no to cheap freight. And you'll say, well, the company you work for hauls cheap freight. No, our brokerage might sell it to you cheap, but we don't bid it cheap. Yeah, but there's that. It might not be what we think we should get for it, but it's still profitable. And yes, we have extended mirrors. Extended mirrors are small and they vibrate, and you don't see a lot. And the only thing they're good for is getting knocked off by mobile home haulers, Super Ego, and Amazon Prime trucks. And they're pretty much worthless, but they're there. So there's that. So yes, folks, no uniformity between states. Just because it's so in Florida does not mean it's so in Texas. Just because it's so